Scott!
We do this because this is the right way to live. This is the right thing to do. There is a problem out there, and we can be part of the solution. We can reduce the amount of compostable material that we're sending to the landfill. We're running out of space, and this is certainly something that anyone from 5 to 85 to 95 can contribute to the solution.
I don't know that there's a more important or more powerful program that ties together so many aspects of the natural, physical, spiritual world than what we're trying to accomplish.
Waste Free Wednesday is a product of conversations that we've had over the years. We know we've contributed a lot to the landfill, and especially during lunch hours. There are a lot of things that are recyclable that are going to the landfill. There's a lot of things that are compostable that are making its way to the landfill. So we've added Riley from Wilmington Compost Company to help us remove any of this compost from our site. And we've added Mr. Evan Folds to help with the educational piece.
What we did is just give it a name. And by doing that and setting up 3 trash bins for composting, recycling, and trash, we've went from 20 bags of trash to 2. Up to half of the waste that is contributed to a landfill is compostable. It's organic matter. So that's particularly important everywhere, but for here, we just spent $4 million expanding the landfill. We're going to run out of space in 30 to 50 years, depending on how fast we accumulate trash. The process itself is fairly simple, and I think that's really the power of it.
We have a bucket that we divert all liquids to, so we screen out the liquids into a 5-gallon bucket. Then we have a recycling container for all of our number 1s and number 2 plastics. And then we still have a landfill trash container to capture any of the side items that maybe get brought in from the outside. And then a compost receptacle. So a container capturing all of the food waste scraps. When the kids are finishing up their meals, the goal is hopefully at the table, they're able to recognize and identify the items on their tray, separate them to where they would go at the waste station, and then as they move to recess, they move through the waste station and dispose of all of their materials into the proper receptacles.
Every Wednesday, every child at Winter Park has a moment to consider where their waste is and the value of their waste, which doesn't exist unless you ask them to consider it. So I think that may be the most powerful piece of the program, is the fact that, it's not just, oh, I'm done, I'm gonna go put it in the trash can. It's, oh, I'm done, and now I have to think about where this waste is going. That can change the world.
And the goal is for them to be able to think about that at home too, and not just here in the community. And the more places, including schools, that we can have that offers the opportunity to sort their tray and sort their garbage, the better off we're all gonna be.
We've helped the cafeteria side transition some of their serviceware to compostable serviceware, so that way we can help shift away from polystyrene trays and plastic type service material.
We've deduced it cost about $50 more to do it on that day, to buy the materials necessary to replace the non-compostable. That's something that Winter Park was gracious enough to start with. It's not something that they can sustain, but the idea of engaging the Board of Education on their buying processes, I think, could bring that cost down if every school is buying it.
A lot of schools around the area, around New Hanover County and within our region, so not only New Hanover County, a lot of interest from Pender and Onslow.
That's ultimately what we're going for, is to allow every child the power of knowledge, of understanding how these things work and where they come from, and how to point it out when they see it. We spend so much time teaching kids that Isaac Newton sat under a tree and got hit in the head by the apple and pondered gravity, but we don't spend equal amounts of time considering how the apple got up there to begin with.
Which then leads us to the next aspect of our educational efforts, and that's really closing the loop and having the kids get their hands dirty in the soil. Being able to really apply those lessons we've taught them in the cafeteria and in the classroom as to why is composting beneficial?
gardening has been proven to be one of the best cross-disciplinary actions that you can take. The idea of being able to grow a garden and do the biology and the chemistry and write a journal about it and do the math and make graphs out of it, just the ability to move back and forth between disciplines is a very, very real thing with gardens.
It's about connecting them to what their waste can produce and what it can regrow. That's where then the kids see that full circle.
Kids can't know unless what they're taught, right? And the fact that we're not allowing them this mindset is really a disconnect in regards to how we educate.
We're here to produce responsible, lifelong learners that contribute to their community, and I think this is what Waste Free Wednesday is, an opportunity for them to learn another avenue that they can go to in order to make themselves better and make the community better.